Okay, good morning or good afternoon again, economics students. This is day 2, Tuesday, with Mr. Thomas, sub. And yesterday we should have practiced the transaction records. And another just quick reminder, tomorrow, Wednesday, I'll be back and we will be doing presentations. Everybody's got to present on Wednesday, so be ready. Thursday's IPO day, have your stocks ready to roll. But also, if you're not here, we just had a fresh round of quarantines from what I understand. Please watch these videos. Keep up with what we're doing. It's most of this is class participation. So even if you're not here, short of being in the hospital or in an accident or whatever, follow along with what we're doing to make sure that your class participation grade, your stock doesn't go down throughout this. So today we're going to do the portfolio value sheets. This is just another way of talking about your total net worth. When we say your total net worth, that's the amount of money that you are worth. So for example, the richest man in the world, what's his name from Amazon? What is his name from Amazon? Jeff Bezos. Boy, it took me a second there. Jeff Bezos, he's worth like $100 billion, but it doesn't mean he has $100 billion in cash. He's got lots of Amazon stock that's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. He probably only has a couple billion in money in the bank, or what we would just simply call cash. So, he could go out and spend a couple billion dollars, but even though he's worth 100 billion, he doesn't have 98 billion in cash or 100 billion in cash. Most of his net worth is in Amazon stock. Now he could easily sell it and get cash for it, but he doesn't want to do that. So it's making him lots of money. In this game, what's really important is your net worth, your portfolio value, not just how much cash, how much money do you have, okay? So we're going to, as I always do, share my screen. Just quick, I want to apologize about yesterday's video. I know that, for example, yesterday I tried to show you some sample TV commercials and some sample radio commercials, and the sound wasn't coming through. What I'm going to do is, if you're really interested in watching some of those with the sound, then visit today's Google Classroom. I'll attach some of those, and so you can directly watch them either at the end of class or in the evening tonight, or while you're contemplating doing investments. So they're really kind of cool. You just saw the video. Now, obviously, the sound ones, the radio commercials, you couldn't even hear or see anything there. So again, I apologize about yesterday's video. I had to retape that thing 3 times, I think, to get it right. But today we're going to do the portfolio value sheets, and Mr. Thomas should have either passed you out a blank portfolio value sheet, or he'll do so soon. He's also going to pass out the worksheet that's going to go with it, which is going to look a little bit like this. And so you'll get something like this. You can set this aside. It's a sample Perry Street Journal that you'll get. And then you'll get something like this, the actual blank portfolio value sheet. Right now, while you're watching my video, I don't want you to do really anything except for reference those. Don't write in those yet. At the end of this video, I'll be telling you what to do. And so just kind of follow along with the video as we go through here. So we're going to be filling out these portfolio value sheets. You see a blank one on the screen. And what you do is you take every day, there'll be a brand new Perry Street Journal with stock updates. And you see, this was one of my classes from 2017, all the different company names listed here on the left. And then what their previous day price was, their ending for the current day and what that change was. And you see here, most of these are plus, they're positive changes, they're not negative. So for example, this company here, Enchanted Forest Spa, ooh, it was $45 yesterday, but it's $105 today. So there was an increase of $60 per share. So that person must have done like a model or something really big to get their stock to go up $60 per share. But what we're really going to focus on is we're going to focus on these ending stock prices. You look at that column there, I've highlighted in yellow. Uh, that's the current stock price. So when you do a portfolio value sheet, you're going to be focusing on those end prices, not the previous, not the change, but the end prices. And so remember that you always have at least $25 of your own shares. And I even have a little note on the left in tiny writing, your company here. Always, always, always start these portfolio value sheets with your company. So in this case, I've got this pretend student, John Smith, and he started a company called John's Repair Shop. He's got 25 shares of his own. He looked up the ending values and it's $50 per share. And then you multiply, all right? So you'll need a calculator or you can do this in your head. 25 times 50 is 1,250. All right, 25 times 50 is 1,250. And so then now you're off and running. Now, it is possible to have more than 25 of your own shares. I mentioned in class the other day when I was there face to face that you are allowed to buy back some of your shares. So if you want to have a 26th, a 27th, a 30th, extra shares of your own company, you can only do that. You may only do that after you've sold the 25. So you'll have to buy them back from another student. Okay, and I do this on purpose. And I explained a little bit about that the other day. I do this on purpose to make sure that you always have half of your company, but after you've sold them, it does establish a good market price and you may buy them back from somebody. So now we're off and running. This is just easy. You look up the ending prices and then let's say John here, he also owned, I'm just randomly making up company names here and prices. He randomly owns 2 shares of Super Fitness. They're $65 a share. 2 times 65 is 130. All right. And we just keep rolling. Look at all our stocks. How many stocks do I own? Look it up on the Perry Ellis Street Journal, ending values. And that's what we're writing down. I'm going to ask you to do one of these portfolio value updates probably twice a week, about every second to third day in this class. It's part of the class participation. And part of the thing that if you're running somebody's company, and you're absent, you'll need to fill out these portfolio value sheets, not just for you on that day, but for the classmate that you're running their company for as well. So just understand there can be a lot of work if you're running somebody's company and you have to do a portfolio value sheet. Okay, so we're going to continue on. This person also owns 5 shares of Verbo drums, $155 each. 5 times 155 is 775. And Big Mike's Pet Shop, 3 shares at 35. That's $105. And then we just keep doing this. Okay, you could have more, but let's just say this person just has this many stocks. Okay, so quite often you're going to fill up more than this sheet, but let's just pretend that this is all you've got here. And so you're going to take the total value of all those stocks and you're going to add them up with a calculator. All right, so 1250 plus 130 plus 20 plus 775 plus 105. And you're going to go to the bottom of the the portfolio sheet where it says total value of stock. and then you're going to add that and you're going to put that number there. So in this case, in my sample, that adds up to 2,280. Okay. Then we need to look at our cash. Now you could simply just count up your cash, but your cash should match your transaction record. So remember, we're keeping all these transactions over here. We have this running balance, and whatever the last number is, 875, that's your cash. That should be your cash on hand. If you count with your last running balance, and if it doesn't count and add up to the same as how much cash you have in your hand, then you've got a problem somewhere. You've got to fix that problem. Either you've lost some money, or you forgot to write a transaction down, or you had a math mistake somewhere in the transaction record. Don't freak out, we'll find it. But in this case, 875 is how much cash John Smith, here's my John Smith over here, 875, and we're going to put that under cash on hand. So we had 2280 of stock and 875 of cash. All right. And of course, that adds up to 3,155. That is the total portfolio value. And we're going to be doing this a couple times a week, where you'll need to just stop. We'll stop the market. We'll stop all buying and selling, all trading, and we will fill these out. And that's how I'll be able to update who's in first place, who's in last place, and everything in between. So now what I'd like you to do is to get out your blank one. And Mr. Thomas is going to either hand out, or he's already given you the Perry Ellis Street Journal sample sheet with ending prices. And then you are going to follow the directions, and you will fill out your portfolio sheet, do a little bit of math, and turn it in at the end of the hour. And we will see you tomorrow, everybody, with your presentations. From Arizona, Mr. P signing off.